Hiya, I'm Tava Tucker.
And I'm Racheli Marks, and together we connect through the stories we hear.
During our episodes, we hope to learn,
revolutionize,
inspire, transform, and bring relatable content to you.
We would like to also discuss and internalize how your story can be someone's savior. This is the official
Together We Connect
podcast. Hello everyone, it's Racheli Marks
and Tava Tucker.
We are back for our first episode of season 4.
Wow.
I know, we've made it 4 seasons.
That's great.
It's amazing. So we wanted to introduce you to our very special guest. Her name is, please introduce yourself.
Brocha Chaya Mishulovin. I recently moved here from Canada to South Africa, and I met Racheli Marks through...
Recently?
Yeah.
We met each other and
Auditioning for a show.
That's how it happens.
Jewish Women's Theatre Group, and I realized she's such a cool person.
I was same. So she started listening to our podcast and she thought, I actually have a story that I can share and I'm very excited to hear it. So do you want to kick us off and we'll ask you some questions?
Sure. So I had something called Hyperemesis gravidarum, and if you look on Google, it says it's extreme nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. But, I don't think that really encompasses what it is.
And it doesn't do it justice.
Yeah. Right before I was thinking about what I can say. So I asked this group of incredible women who have had HG or Hyperemesis gravidarum, and I said, what can I say? I'll never do this justice.
Yeah.
And the first message was it's not nausea, it's way worse. There's no English word for it.
There's nothing.
And yeah, I was like, you're so right. So I don't know how to describe it, but that's the term for it, of what I had. And I think one of the best things for me was to hear other women's stories, and it just made me feel
less alone.
So validated and
just
less crazy.
How long ago was this? When did you start your pregnancy? In terms of timeline, what year?
Good question. So my princess angel is now 1.5 years old. So this was about 2-ish years ago.
Okay, sure.
It feels like yesterday or today, depending on the moment, depending how much the trauma therapy processed, because I did a lot of that. A lot of healing afterwards. But it started one day. I woke up and I felt it right away. I don't think I'm a dramatic person when it comes to pain. I'm very dramatic when it comes to other stuff.
Emotional things.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
But when it comes to discomfort, pain, I just fight through it. I love pushing myself to the limit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's just whatever. It's not
even a broken bones and not even realize Anyway, I wake up, I'm dying. I'm actually dying. So I try to get out of bed and run to the bathroom to throw up, and it just went everywhere in the hallway. I remember literally falling down, and I don't know. I work out. I don't usually just collapse. Sure. And I remember very clearly just staring at the roof on my back, being oh, I'm trying to roll over, but I couldn't.
How far into pregnancy was that?
The beginning, before I could even
a week
take a
or
test.
something, a week,
probably.
That's
a few days before the test, so probably, yeah.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, and I remember trying to call my husband for help, and I just couldn't, and I was I'm dying. I think I need the hospital.
Yeah.
And then that feeling just never went away.
For 9 months.
For 9 months. It's,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how did you function? So you were in Canada at the time.
Yeah.
Wow. So what's the medical care? What happened? You went to the doctor?
It's a good question. I've been through so many doctors because my first providers eventually realized it was too much for them. And as it got worse, the doctors were I don't take responsibility for you. Go to and then eventually I ended up with the high risk doctor of the high risk in the high risk hospital.
Wow.
So he was pretty good. He was used to seeing the craziest of things.
So that must have been so frustrating.
Yes.
And you're feeling all of this.
Yes, it was crazy.
What was that like?
It was I can't even explain it because I was so sick. I couldn't really.
I can't think of the word either, but gather what was going on around you.
And I'm usually
cognizant.
Very into speaking up for myself, doing the research.
And you didn't have the energy.
I remember right in the beginning, because at certain points I was too weak to even hold a phone. But in the beginning, I was able to hold my phone. So I kept on looking up like morning sickness, and I remember like just nothing working, and just so helplessly being like, I wish I can eat. I remember like I don't really feel jealousy that often, but when I saw my husband drinking water, I was like,
nothing.
It was literally like fire hydrant out. Like my vomit never smelled because it never lasted in my body. It just went like.
Yeah, so it's literally just food in and out.
Yeah.
Water in and out.
And there, yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. So obviously you wake up that morning.
Yeah.
Can you explain what your body was feeling? Because I know that you didn't have energy. You
Right.
were feeling nauseous. You were what?
Like dizzy or weak or.
I feel like the feeling is almost like you can't describe it, but it feels like the whole world is caving in and you're on the brink of death. I remember, I know it sounds so
Did you feel like
dramatic.
it was sort of getting black around you?
Yeah, but that was actually like, at a certain point I was fainting like many times a day. So I didn't know what was fainting, what was HG, like I was just...
That's crazy.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
crazy.
like, I had like super smell and any humans just felt like I was almost like allergic to like
Everything.
sounds, movement, light, humans, anything.
It was like a bit of extreme vertigo in it.
Yeah, it could be.
It is.
Yeah.
Very dizzy. That's one of the side effects. And
I get
extreme.
vertigo.
Yeah, I remember at a certain point I was so dehydrated and malnourished that like it was similar to like being on something because the whole world is moving and things don't really fit and you can't see and like, but that was I think the malnutrition. Yeah, it was.
Sure. So as the pregnancy went on, it got worse.
Yeah, I remember at a certain point, people were like, "Oh, have crackers by your bread. Try ginger."
Because that's the normal.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say that to someone with HG. That's actually one of the things that the women were like, "Ooh, don't tell us to eat ginger and crackers." So I ate the crackers by my bed, forcing every bite. And then, of course, I threw up the crackers, threw up the bile, and then I just started throwing up blood. And it didn't stop. Also, this is the type of vomiting. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and this was at around like 5 months. I don't know how I survived before then. It was such a blurry time.
Wow.
I remember my friend being like, "Oh, can we hang out?" I was like, "If I could physically stand up, I would come to you, but I actually can't move." Wow. So I didn't go anywhere. I was working at the time, which is insane.
That's what I was going to ask.
How?
I have no idea.
It's an online job. You went into them.
It was teaching.
Teaching.
I like got the girls to read everything because like if I spoke too much, I would like
throw up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was like walking up the stairs, seeing stars. It was actually, I have no idea. That's probably my biggest regret.
Wow.
Not just taking it easy. Because like I said, I was such a like, I got this, push through.
But you probably also had to work a bit, so it's like, initially,
yeah.
Also, you're feeling that.
Yeah. Right. It was crazy.
Wow.
I think at the 5-month mark when I started throwing up the blood and just, I was like, I couldn't crawl to the bathroom anymore to throw up. And I was like, okay. I texted my midwife or called her something. I was like, I know I'm not on labor, but like, is this part of morning sickness? I'm just so clueless. I have no idea. She's like, no, you try to drink something. I was like, I did. Anyway, the whole day I was working on drinking. It didn't work. So I ended up in the hospital for the first time. From there, it was like...
Only 5 months?
Yes.
You made it to 5 months?
Ridiculous. I remember some people saying, first like, wow, you look so thin, you look so good. Then it was like, wow, you look so sick. Are you okay? And then it was like, I was too sick to look at them, so I just... And I love speaking to people, so it was very... Yeah, but...
Probably felt very trapped, a bit isolated
yes,
as well.
Yes, 100%.
Because you didn't know what was going on.
Exactly.
And your family, like, were they involved and touched?
I think not so much, but I think towards the end, when I was just like lying in hospital bed, they were advocating for me.
Wow.
But I was too sick to know what was happening at that point.
Oh, sure, hey.
But I just pretended everything was fine. And I just didn't go anywhere. Like, I would just like stay still. Also, because if you breathe too deeply, it would like...
it was
activate
aggravating.
Yeah.
what gag reflex.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you were on an insanely crazy sick level, I think on a physical level. Always when someone's like trying to get better, they first work on your physical.
Yes.
So then emotion and your mentally can get better. You were just trying to survive.
Exactly, 100%.
Wow.
And somebody said like every minute, every day feels like a lifetime. Every minute feels like an hour. It's just so crazy. Somebody's like,
you're in so much pain.
Yeah, they said I mentally aged 40 years, and now that I'm thinking back, I'm like, no, it really was 40 years.
Oh my gosh.
I remember like looking at a hospital clock and being like, time is going backwards.
Yeah.
Like there's no way this minute is taking that long.
Doctors and medical care, did you feel the support or?
So it was really interesting. A part of it, like eventually by the end, yes, but a lot of doctors just had no clue what to do with me.
Wow.
So my midwives realized really late that something was off. I remember them being like, we're worried because you're not eating, and I was just shrinking as well. Like all my muscle went, like I think that's how I survived. I have no idea.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Your body just started eating everything.
100%.
That's
yeah.
It's just so shocking how you were able to grow a human.
I know.
While not.
That was the surprising part. Every time I heard her heartbeat, I was like, how is she still alive? I need to name this daughter like Warrior Princess or something.
Yes.
Like she's like so strong, and that's her name. It's Ariella Sarah. But I was like, yeah, it has to be like something like she's the strongest person I know. Yeah.
Feisty,
And
yes, exactly.
She is so feisty. She's so feisty.
Yeah. I'm gonna take everything from you.
Exactly.
Like they say the baby does, but this baby literally
yes.
does. And I'm gonna survive. That's
exactly. It's
but
actually incredible.
Do you mind me asking? At some point, so the doctor's like, actually, should we terminate the pregnancy because you're obviously very sick?
So interestingly enough, I was the one just begging them. I was like, this baby's killing me. It's either me or the baby. But they didn't take me seriously because I was so sick and out of it. Like at a certain point, I couldn't even speak properly.
Wow.
The nurses said I was just going in and out of consciousness for like.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't think they took me seriously.
How?
Yeah.
I know. I don't know.
It's confusing because
you're
you're saying that you were so ill and they didn't pick that up.
I know. It's actually insane because
do you
in
feel
the
like
beginning,
a lot of women are not taken seriously when they're told this?
100%. And you see that with everything. Like anything is blamed on
anxiety.
Whatever. If a male would say the same things, they would be taken seriously. But at certain points, it actually got it got really bad. I think there were like a few progressions into like worse, and then by that time they took me so seriously, but I wasn't aware enough to know what happened. I would like wake up with whatever they were giving me and be like, so what happened? And my husband was like, so 5 people found you. You were unconscious. They carried you. And this was in the doctor's office. And it was so funny. By that time, the secretary's like, I know you have my eye on you, so when you faint, we can take care of you.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. So
So how long were you hospitalized for?
I think I was in and out of hospital since 5 months.
Okay.
Some were longer than others.
Wow.
At times I was just, like my home was a hospital. Like we had so much equipment, boxes filled with you name it.
Were they trying to feed you through a tube?
Yeah, so it started off, my first IV was 5 months, which is way too late. How did I survive? I have no idea.
Sure.
It actually doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think because I at least attempted to get water in, so even if it like came
Just
right back
pushed.
out,
Yeah.
apparently if something goes in, you get something. Whereas towards the end of the pregnancy, I couldn't even have the strength to try to get it in. So that's where things really went down south. But I remember I went to the hospital for the first time, and they checked my vitals. They were like, ooh, this is bad. So whatever, they gave me an IV, and I was like smiling. I was like, sorry?
Do you know what your vitals were? That's all your blood pressure?
I don't remember. I just remember my blood pressure usually being in the 70s.
Right. Sure.
Over something.
That's low.
70s. Oh my gosh, now I only realize now what that meant.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's very low.
Very low.
So I remember them saying something like that. At a certain point, they're like, this is usually the pulse of a dead person.
Oh my
But they're
God.
like, no, I'm sure this is just a mistake. Yeah, that's what they always say. Anyway, so they saw my vitals, they got really nervous, and I was like smiling. I was like, why are you so nervous? This is the best I've ever felt for months. I'm getting IV, I'm alive, I feel good.
Crazy.
And then 2 weeks later, I was back in the hospital. And then from there, I started like really relying on the IVs, because if I didn't, I would just start like blacking out or being too weak to even like
Wow.
get up or move.
Wow.
Also like definitely too weak to like brush my hair and stuff like that, but to pee would be nice, you know.
Wow.
So I was kind of relying on those IVs,
Sure.
and that was for a good like 2 months.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's 7 months now.
Yeah.
From 5.
Yes.
Okay.
7 months is when things got really bad.
Doesn't sound great.
So
'cause,
how
yeah.
bad can this get?
I know. Trust me, whatever you
Yeah.
think it is, things could get worse. So I remember being like, I have a feeling, my intuition saying I should get a PICC line. No, that's just ridiculous. Like, a PICC line is, it goes in your arm from like one of in your arteries or veins,
Okay.
and it leads to your heart, and you could just
To your
give
heart.
yourself whatever.
Right.
So anyway, the doctor's like, there's risks, whatever. In between 5 and 7 months, there was like a whole thing with trying to find a provider that would take me on, because I was so sick, and they're like, you have to come in person, and I would come there unconscious, then they wouldn't do the appointment. I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're saying I'm too sick to get help? Like, I can't make it there. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Crazy. Wow.
Anyway, so we finally found a doctor that was like, okay, I'll take you on. And he's like, oh, there's risks with PICC line. I was like, okay. And then one day I didn't have any IV access because all my veins were already used too much.
Wow.
I was a little too colorful.
Jeez.
And I remember just like, even like
Had
to
you stopped?
touch my veins would hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Have you stopped teaching at this stage?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think at about 5-ish
5
months.
Wow.
Yeah, which was way too late.
Sure.
I think I also, there was some breaks. I would like, I don't know. That's
Wow.
literally, if I could do it again, I would not work. But I wouldn't do it again. Anyway, so I remember them trying to find a vein. They couldn't. So they stuck a vein in my foot. But even that was a problem because I was always, I feel like I was chronically dehydrated, even though I was getting so much like fluids or whatever, even vitamins, like whatever, through my veins. So finally they got that in place. And then they said, okay, we'll book the PICC line appointment. You'll go to the hospital, get it in, all will be good. So finally I make it to the hospital. Every car ride was just atrociously, viciously horrendous. I make it there.
Yourself, or your
No, I
your
couldn't
husband?
drive.
That was it,
Yeah. I remember
Sure.
just like lying there like, ugh. And it was winter in Canada, but I was too nauseous to know if it's cold or hot. And I was just like shaking and like,
Did you have a high fever at all?
honestly, I think
High fever.
I think at a certain point, but I wouldn't know because
Fine.
HG was way worse than a fever. I remember at birth I had a fever. I didn't realize.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
At birth.
Yeah. It was not fun. So I come and they try to get the PICC line in and they're like, you're too sick to do the procedure. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, well, first off, you keep fainting on us. You're vomiting. Like, we just can't get it in. And at that point, I was actually like so weak. Like, I couldn't sit in a wheelchair because I would start to pass out. I needed to like lie down. It was crazy. So I was like, I'm not going home to die. Like, I can't eat or drink. You're putting
Yeah.
this thing in me, and I don't have IV access. Anyway, so I was in a stretcher bed, like right outside the operating room for I don't know how long, but I was too sick to even like realize. And then at a certain point, I was like, okay, pour a bunch of water on myself to like. I hate the cold, but I was like, maybe if I'm freezing, like it'll stop me from fainting, and sometimes the cold can like make me vomit a little less, and I don't know. Anyways, they got it in, and that was the beginning of like very constant like medications. I had like machines attached to me, and they were trying to like just get whatever they can. I remember at that point,
Yeah.
I met this incredible woman. She literally saved me and my baby.
Sure.
it gets worse after this. That's why she saved me and my baby. We're not at the bad part yet. So
This is really scary.
I know.
Do you think we've ever had this on our podcast?
No. It's unique stories, right?
No, it's unique stories.
I feel like a part of me feels like I'm making all of this up, so I have to ask people like, did this really happen? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, because it just sounds like, I don't know, not real.
Yeah. It doesn't.
That doesn't sound real.
It's so crazy.
But it does sound real at the same time. Like, just shock. You went through a lot.
Yeah. So I remember at a certain point she said, could you please weigh yourself? So I was like, okay.
How am I going to do this?
So I stood on the scale, and then within like less than 2 weeks, she asked me again, could you weigh yourself? And I'd lost, I forgot the exact number, but about 45 pounds.
Okay, that's 22 kilos.
In like a matter of a couple of days. So she's like,
22 kilos.
obviously, I think
Somewhere
so.
around that, yeah.
In 2 weeks.
She must have been terribly ill.
So she was like, obviously that's not right. The
Also
scale
it's-
must be broken.
Also it's not normal.
Yeah.
Broken.
And usually pregnancy, you're supposed to be gaining
weight. Yeah.
I lost 8 kilos. So don't worry.
Nice.
But nothing compared to.
That's very unusual though.
In
Some people do. It's different for everyone.
Right. It's so
but
true.
I also pregnancy wasn't so good. Yeah, 20 kilos. So in 2 weeks you lost 20 kilograms.
Yeah. So she thought something must have been off. So she said, So I said it was 2 different scales. So she's like, use the first one again. I confirmed, and I was like, yeah, it says the same number.
Oh my gosh.
But I was too sick to communicate properly. So she thought that I said,
it was different.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Or it was the scale that was broken. I said something like, no.
Were you babbling? Were you like a babbler or like?
No, I could barely speak.
Wow.
So I would text, and I guess I didn't really make sense.
I feel like West Africa, I don't know, but I hope it would be dealt with a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
medical system sounds a little bit shocking.
100%.
I have to put it there.
Yeah. And at
Okay.
this point, I had home nurses coming twice a day. They're like, you still didn't move? I was like, well, that's why you're here. And my mother's like, I'm telling you, my daughter is an active person. She's just not feeling well. Anyway, so at that point, I should have been put on to TPN because I was getting vitamins and other stuff, but I needed more.
Yeah.
And clearly, because it got really, really bad, where my brain actually started being like, goodbye, guys, I'm not well. And I had symptoms of basically a disease that you just
Die.
Yeah.
Nice way of putting it.
Yeah. So at that point, my doctor's like, I don't take responsibility, go to the hospital, goodbye.
You might die. Is that basically what they said?
Well, he said there's no way you're feeling these symptoms, and if you are, I'm not your doctor.
Wow.
Well,
That's
what were the
rude.
symptoms? That's just that. Yeah.
So your brain was starting to shut down, basically.
Yeah, it basically looked like I was having a stroke. I tried to move my limbs, it didn't work, and it was very confusing because HG had this thing where it's it paralyzes. There's different.
You have
it's a
paralysis.
spectrum. Yeah, literally from head to toe. Couldn't blink, couldn't talk, couldn't swallow my own saliva, couldn't just adjust one shoulder to the other because when you sit or lie down in one place, it starts to hurt.
Can I go back so I know?
Yeah.
Is there a specific pregnancy hormone that brings this on? What reaction?
So there's lots of research involved. Many people have many theories.
Okay.
But there's this Hyperemesis organization, and they say it's caused by a gene.
Okay.
And if your baby has or doesn't have that gene, and you do, and your levels are high and their levels are low, then it happens.
Okay.
So both
I think
the
I've
baby-
heard of what you-
GDF15.
So-
something like that.
Yeah.
So the baby gene and your gene
Yes.
has to be compatible for this to happen.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
And the levels need to be right and everything. Usually if you have
So it's quite
yeah.
uncommon.
Yes.
It is quite uncommon.
Yes. But I think the more mild versions are very common.
Fine.
Right.
The
Yeah.
mild versions, the morning sickness.
Yeah, but even feeling
Even
a
slightly
little
more.
nauseous throughout the entire pregnancy or throwing up through the entire pregnancy.
That's very common.
Yeah.
Wow.
quite
Unfortunately, I feel like any second of nausea is too much. Well, it's
The moment you feel nauseous, you're
Yeah.
like, no.
yes, exactly. Take me
Sure.
out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when things were so scary, and I remember like my heart beating in interesting rhythms.
It
And-
was, what's it called?
Palpitations? or
Yeah,
something? Yeah. And I didn't
palpitations.
know what was from the medications because I was on a bucket load of who knows what and different combinations and dosages. I was like on the highest dosage, straight through IV. It was supposed to do something,
And
which it did. I was able to open my eyes.
to give perspective, you hate medicines.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So, like, imagine this person who really doesn't like taking medicine being on a bucket load of it just to survive.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Even
Like,
now, I'm like,
to-
let's make my own everything, my own cleaners, my own shampoo, soap.
Because I don't want
pickles.
any of that stuff.
Yes, exactly. And
Wow.
if I'm sick, I will put raw honey with garlic. I don't know, whatever.
She's like
Really?
the voodoo,
Very nice.
Exact, 100%.
voodoo
Wow.
witch doctor.
Yeah, but this, I was
Very
just like,
homeopathic and very
yeah,
wow. Sure.
Yeah.
So really like
Not you.
yeah,
So it was like a choice to
100%. Yeah.
wow. That went
And-
against all your values. like, all
Yeah, but I was like,
You weren't really confident.
Yeah.
your- Nothing
exactly.
gave you relief. Hey, none of the
Nothing.
nauseousness. And,
absolutely nothing.
wow.
Even like the highest dose straight through IV, which is supposed to be the strongest version, but nothing ever.
That's
I
crazy.
remember the only thing that gave me relief was fainting. At a certain point, that cell member
What
was
you
like,
looked forward
"Have
to."
fun." I was like, "Thank you."
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
So at that point, things were really scary. I remember at that they were like doing CT scans, but once again, I was just so out of it. I had no idea what was happening to me. And this woman who literally saved me, she was like, "Okay, it's literally just B1. That's all you need with this and that, whatever." I remember the first time I got that specific like high dose B1 because I was getting all
Oh,
these
wow.
multivitamins every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And I remember like seeing the doctor's face for the first time, and there was like a few people around. I was like, "Ooh, I see faces." It was crazy. Yeah, because I couldn't even
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I remember when things got really bad, I was like trying to find my phone and call my husband, but I didn't know where the call button was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just
This
so
was like
crazy.
a nurse. Or
Sorry?
a doctor. This was a doctor or nurse who.
At this point, I'm pretty sure doctor.
Did you even look pregnant?
Not really.
That's like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
shocking.
I'm pretty
Sure.
sure by my birth, I think I looked pregnant. I don't really have many photos. That's the hard part. I was like, oh, when I get pregnant, I'm gonna do a baby bump update. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. But I remember by my birth, I
Yeah.
had the strength to take a photo, or right before. I think there was a bump, but like in photos of me lying in hospital beds or who knows where,
You can't
I
tell.
don't. Yeah, you can't tell.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
that was very scary. I remember at that point I was like, oh, like positivity won't get me anywhere. I'm literally dying. And like when I try to speak, I was like,
was there a
Wow.
point kind
so
of
crazy.
emotionally where you were like, I'm done, I don't want to be here anymore?
100%. I remember at 20 something weeks, I was like,
This is it.
a baby can survive at this point. Save me, save my baby.
Yeah.
Like
Just
I needed my
take
life.
her out and
Yes.
let me go.
Yes, and I'm
and
usually
the reason they didn't do it because
I think they thought I was just so delusional because I was so sick. I
wow.
don't know. They were like, you're not thinking properly, which I wasn't because I was
Because
so
usually
feeling so
doctors are
awful.
quite quick to terminate
Yeah.
pregnancies, unfortunately, but they are. If it's causing harm to the mother.
Yeah,
then,
that's what I said. I was like, kill me.
And what about- and when your husband, like, I mean, obviously you didn't know at
He-
the time, but afterwards, like,
He literally became my full-time nurse.
wow, shame.
I felt so bad. He's so it's very
Wow.
traumatic for him
No, yeah.
because he sees you. Like
Mm.
I barely know what's happening, but he sees me in that
And
state.
he remembers it.
Exactly.
Sure.
And it's actually funny because trauma kind of blocks the memory. So on one hand, he's like, remembers it clearly. On the other hand, many days or like most of the time, he has no
Blurs.
clue what happened.
Wow.
And also every day there was a different story, a different emergency. Like I'm just skipping to like the,
Major.
yeah, things that were like
the minors sound major.
Yeah, but every day, like one day one of the IVs weren't in properly, my whole arm blew up, and I was like, why did they put a glove? And I realized that was my skin, but it was so big that I didn't even recognize my own limb.
Sure.
And then they had to take me to the hospital for that. It was like, I don't know, I was just in and out. So eventually I went to the high-risk doctor in the high-risk hospital. By that time, that's when my family stepped in and advocated.
Sure.
Yeah, which...
Did they know what you were going through before, or just didn't
Not
really
really,
register?
until I was 5 months, and then I told them I'm pregnant. And they saw me, like, passing out all the time. My little brother was like, Mommy, I think Papa needs to go to the hospital. And then, like, next second, they were, like, wheeling me out. My sister videoed it once, because she knew I wouldn't have believed myself. And I see, like, I don't even recognize myself, like, being wheeled out and, like, into an ambulance. I'm like, that happened to me? That's so weird. So, yeah, at that point, they just dumping everything in me. I remember the nurses literally laughing. They're like, there's like 10 things on your list. This is a lot.
We've never had this before.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about your Khalifa, but I'm like, my voice is dry and everything.
I don't even know what to think right now. Because honestly, and this is no offense to anyone who has gone through this, it does not sound real.
It doesn't.
It doesn't sound real.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and that's what is
Like so scary.
I want to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so important to have like a podcast like this, because some stories just sound so ridiculous that they're not true. Like it's just one big nightmare.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was speaking to other women with HG, they would say things as ridiculous as me. I'm like, you're reading my internal dialogue? How are you the same person? They would say things like, I'm allergic to humans. I smell what my neighbor all the way down the road is cooking and which spices they're putting in their chicken soup, and I'm dying. Or like,
Sure.
yeah, and I'm like, ooh, same.
So what does dying feel like?
This sensation,
The sensation you were going through, I'm saying.
like, I can't even explain it, but it just feels like imagine like,
An out-of-body experience.
yeah, it's a combination of like the worst feelings you've ever felt in the world all at once. So like somebody punching you in the stomach, vomiting when you have the worst flu, car sick, when you're about to faint, when you're totally paralyzed because you're so shocked that you don't know what to do with yourself.
Oh,
Was there
wow.
fear?
So like it's all of those together.
No, that's a great description. I want more of that because that's when I can actually like
Yes.
internalize what is going on.
Yeah, you know what somebody said? It's like, she's like, is it like the worst hangover in the world? But when you look at alcohol, that's what you feel like when you look at food. I was like, maybe.
You're like, no, it was much worse than that.
Yeah, there was actually somebody who said, just think about the worst stomach bug ever, the one where you can't even stand and you're just so...
Best way to put it is pancreatitis.
It could be.
Wow.
There's
And then worse than that.
It could be, yeah.
Pancreatitis, it's major back issues
Oh.
because it goes right through the and you also get like, did you go jaundice at all?
I don't think so. I was literally too sick to look at myself in the mirror.
Because that's one blessing.
I know.
I
I just remember
One blessing.
the only
She
thing-
didn't have too much.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm just like looking at the time, but
Yeah.
I get it. Like, yeah, so you said that this wasn't the worst, but that she did save you and your baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she was, without that, like, you could like have long-lasting effects from that level of malnutrition for the rest of your life. So even now, like, I need to be very conscious to feed myself and whatever. The afterbirth was a whole separate, like the healing from HG is a whole nother story, but that really shocked me because
So
it
bit
was
of a relief.
So funny because postpartum might have been like, wow.
yes, what just happened? Wait, I got pregnant.
And then I had a baby.
Yes.
Top is so nervous. She's like, this is so insane.
No, this is actually like, I mean, my heart.
Eye-opening, mind-boggling.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Keep it
Yeah,
coming.
literally.
I had a question. I did have a question. Oh no. So, do you have a natural birth?
So I really wanted a natural birth. Like I said,
After all of this, why did you
I
care?
really wanted like a home birth where I
Yeah.
catch my own baby, have the skin to skin, don't cut the cord, and like, you know, home birth, whatever. So no provider was gonna do that for me. They took one look at all my hospital
No
records.
offense, I wouldn't do that
Yes.
for you either.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
you're
like-
high risk enough.
Yes, they're like, we don't even know how to work a PICC line. You can't even go to the hospital. You'll have to go to the high-risk hospital. I was like, so I can't have my home birth? Okay.
You probably didn't care that much at the time.
Honestly, that there's truth to that.
But,
Even though,
but there was
yeah.
still a part of you.
Yeah,
That's
like
crazy,
I
your
was
personality.
researching. Yeah, I was researching about birth even before I got pregnant, and I wasn't even planning on getting pregnant. I was just like, I want a nice birth. I think I'm gonna love birth. So it came to the point I started getting a little stronger. Once I was admitted to the hospital with a high risk, with the woman who literally saved me.
Wow.
At certain points, like, because I was attached to IVs constantly, the IV pole or the PICC line or whatever it was. I think it was stuff attached to my PICC line on a pole. I think that's what it was.
Wow.
So I remember I was too weak to like pull it out of the wall, the plug out of the wall, and I remember after like almost 2 weeks of being in the hospital and them giving me all types of things,
Wow.
I was like, I'm so strong. I can take the plug out of the wall, and I was like so proud of myself. And I can walk to the bathroom. I remember the first time I tried to walk to the bathroom in the hospital. I'm pretty sure I just collapsed, and the nurses were like trying to hold me, and I remember being like, oh, I wish I could help you, but I literally can't. I think I lost my people-pleasing tendencies from that pregnancy experience. But about closer to the birth, the doctors were like, we can induce you at 37 weeks, which
It was far.
yeah.
That's
But
good.
in Canada, it's like, my people were like, really? That's crazy. So I was like, look, I have no idea what to do. I really want to carry this baby to term, and I'm like so into like natural blah, blah, blah. I want a natural birth, but like I really can't. And this is where the whole, like, my religion part comes into it. I was like, God, how can you do this to me? But can I say it?
Yeah,
Okay,
go for it.
so I was like, I need a clear message. If I don't get a clear message that this baby gotta stay in me, I'm doing the induction, even though I don't know, I have no idea what to do.
Wow.
Anyway, I didn't tell anyone. I was like, at that point I was also like too sick to like speak much. I remember like people visiting me, and I was like, wow, Bikr Khalim is amazing. I'm just lying here doing nothing. This is so awkward for them, but they're incredible. I hope they realize.
And you're like, I can't talk.
Exactly.
But if I could, I would.
And they're like awkwardly trying to like start conversation. I'm like blankly staring at them. Anyway, but as I got stronger, then I was able to interact with people more.
Wow.
And I remember somebody was like, I was just reading through some letters from the Lubavitcher Rebbe. I got this, I thought of you, I don't know, I'll just send it to you. I read it. It was like, Mazel Tov for your birthday. I was like, oh yeah, it was my birthday. I was like too sick to realize.
Oh my goodness.
And then it
When
was
is
like
your birthday?
June 5th.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I remember like seasons changed. Like I had no concept of time. Like already 1 week felt like 1 year. So at that point, I literally felt 40. So it was like, don't rush the pregnancy. It'll be okay. And it was like so clear. I was like, you can't get more than that. And I had no clue what to do with my life anyway. So I was like, let me just follow it. So the doctors were like, okay, we're ready to induce. I'm like, I don't want you to induce me. They're like, what? Okay.
This is at 37 weeks.
Yes.
Oh,
Also, my baby
so
was breached.
Oh.
That was a whole nother thing. They tried to turn it. She turned back. They tried to turn it again. Like on different occasions. She's a sassy one. And then right before my birth, she just turned. And apparently, for a first-time mother, for your baby to turn in their 40th week, because I was literally 2 days overdue with her.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Those 48 extra hours, I was like,
Wow.
yeah. And she
I'm
just,
quite shocked they let you carry
I know.
on. That's amazing.
I think at that point,
There's no chance they would let us do it here.
yeah, it's interesting.
Here's a 38 week.
Wow.
Because that, for just...
For high-risk pregnancies, always 38.
That's when the placenta can deteriorate. So that's
Placenta
when they
previa.
have happy mommy, happy baby.
Right.
And then, but because a lot of them won't sign off.
Interesting, because they don't want to get the responsibility of if anything
100%.
happens.
Yeah. Which
I
is-
remember them always trying to monitor my baby, and the second the monitor touched me, I would just start throwing up. I was like, please.
Wow. So
Try to monitor her a little, like, just, I know she's okay. Anyway,
So you're saying,
I was like, I promise you I care about her more than you. Just don't do protocol on me. But I was also, like, very aware that
wow.
you need to
Wow.
be very careful.
This is a miracle.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the doctor was like, I was like, what are the chances? Or I think my husband asked, what are the chances of the baby turning in the 40th week for a first-time mother? He's like, it's like winning the lottery. It's like, okay. So that's when the
Do you know
birth.
how powerful it is?
Yeah, it's actually
It's
crazy.
That 1 in a million, and that is 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Billion.
I know, and everything about this baby is a miracle, I'm telling you. And Hashem was like, this soul has to come to these parents at this time in this way.
Wow.
It's just so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
She really humbles me.
so
My daughter.
I would love to meet her.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
So her name's Ariella, you said?
Yeah.
Ariella Sar.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's
So-
the best. She's the most. If she's watching this when she's able to understand, I love you so much. And none of this is your fault. This is to my daughter. Because, yeah, it had nothing to do with her, honestly. It's literally, like, she didn't be like, today. Anyway.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
She wants to have fun down there.
No,
Sounds like
she-
she did
yeah.
have fun down there.
But she's literally the sweetest angel. She's sassy, but she's the sweetest.
Right.
Yeah, she's so, like, she cuddles. I could never imagine her
Mhm.
intentionally trying to be mean. But anyway,
Wow.
yeah,
And not mean, fun. You know,
that's
like
true.
Cheeky.
Yeah, cheeky. But I think to this extent,
I'm joking.
like somebody's like,
Yeah.
even on my worst enemy, I'd never wish something like this.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounds like you don't have any enemies. That's
I
great.
know, my goodness.
Yeah.
I know, at a certain point, I was like, wait a minute.
Anyone wants to kill
Well, it
me.
depends how enemy
Not at
like
all.
they are.
I
No.
think you're hilarious. How are we laughing at such a horrible situation?
Honestly, because
That's what
sometimes
it
when you
is.
can't cry,
Yeah.
you just laugh.
Yeah, the
And-
nervous laughing.
Yeah, 100%. Another point which was really hard is
Yeah.
at many times I couldn't cry because I was too nauseous.
Well, you're also
Wow.
dehydrated.
Yeah.
You can't cry when you're dehydrated.
Oh, that's why.
There's no fluids.
Oh.
Your body needs to sustain itself.
Oh my goodness, that's a good point.
So
Where's your water?
I know, right?
It's like 30 degrees. So, yeah, do you drink water?
I did
But
drink
You're not
water.
a coffee fan.
No, not a coffee
Okay,
man.
not a coffee. Let's talk about that another time.
Just breaking
So
the.
hold on, sorry, we
Yeah,
at the bath,
Yeah.
or not at the bath, like this, you won the lottery.
Yeah.
You won the lottery.
So I remember getting contractions, but I'm always like, it's nothing. Then when my waters broke, I was like, okay, fine, maybe I'm in labor. I don't know.
Maybe.
And
Yeah.
it was meconium, so I had to go to the hospital. I wanted to, birth at home for as long as possible, because also
Yeah, you
I-
want to get to
yeah,
a certain dilation.
Exactly. And also, I had so much PTSD from the waiting rooms in the hospital of me just throwing up at everything, just being like, give me something. Like,
Is it-
I don't know.
Do you remember being embarrassed?
I was
Probably lost
vomiting
some-
so hard that there was nothing going on in my world besides my organs flying out of me, but somehow they stayed inside.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I remember I would throw up so hard that my capillaries in my face would burst.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is common.
People would be like, are you having an allergic reaction? I'm like, well,
Ouch.
yeah, to pregnancy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I remember
Yeah.
the birth is a story in its own. It was actually very traumatic, but I didn't even realize because the pregnancy was so bad. So as soon as the pregnancy was over, I was healing from the pregnancy.
Wow.
But to make a long story short, I had meconium. I was laboring for like 36 hours. The baby's heart rate was dropping, and I got a fever.
Wow.
And I was pretty much also just throwing up the whole time. And they're like, that's so amazing. It's going to help you dilate. Didn't.
So how far did you dilate?
I think about 6 centimeters.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's nearly there.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Still
No,
No,
four
but
left.
from 6 centimeters onwards.
Because, yes, this is the part.
Yes,
I know.
but I
Yeah.
remember my baby's heart rate was in distress for almost 2 hours.
Oh, that's
And I had a
terrifying.
fever. I remember I was like, Hashem, 2 things. 1, I don't want a C-section. You've tortured me enough. 2, please not another IV. I have a PICC line for a reason. And because of the fever, they had to give an IV. I remember crying so hard. I was like, I hate pregnancy. Because all the trauma came back. It was so... And then I had a C-section.
Right.
But it was needed.
Because 6 centimetres, I think, is the last centimetre before it's safe to give a cesarean.
Oh, really?
That's what I was wondering.
Wow.
So, you know, if you would have done 7 centimetres, they would not have been able to...
A part of me wishes I can change everything about it, but there's an art of acceptance.
Yeah.
And just knowing if it wasn't meant to happen, it wouldn't have. But at the same time, like...
I have to give kudos to this country because
Yeah.
they do a lot of C-sections, like maybe more than they need to, but it's very much about keeping both alive.
Yeah.
Because once I think they're in the 6 centimetres, then the head's starting to go down the birth canal, and once it goes down the birth canal, you can't do a C-section.
That's so interesting. I wonder what would have happened.
Do you know how much... Well, I
But
won't go into that. But you and your daughter are a miracle. That birthing stories
That's
just giving me
crazy.
actually the goosebumps,
Yeah.
the chills. Because they just caught you in time.
You're giving her the chills.
Like, just,
That's crazy. I remember
Yeah.
being stuck at 6 centimeters for a while.
Wow.
And yeah, birth is not fun.
And that... Oh, wow. No, wow.
Yeah.
You would both
So, like,
know.
after everything,
I'm just listening.
I thought I had a high pain tolerance until that came. But also, like, I had a
Doesn't
fever.
everyone think that?
I know, it's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah, no.
Everyone
But also,
thinks that, right?
Like, I had a fever at the same time, so I didn't know what was, like, HG, what was fever, what was the, in fact, like,
Wow. Shame.
yeah, eventually, I got an epidural. Like,
Wow.
after a good 24 hours.
Mm.
I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't
You
sleep.
also can't give an epidural after, I think, 6 centimeters. I think it's the same. At some
Yeah.
point, it's like, do you know when, I don't know, in all the movies, it's like, okay, I didn't want the epidural, I need the epidural now. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, you're too dilated.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, no, just do it. Give me the juice.
Yeah, by the way, I had very different thoughts of birth, but then when I was actually doing the act of birthing, I was like, wow, epidurals is God's gift to humanity. You know, if you want to do the other route, that's amazing, but like,
They're
there
great.
for a reason. And this, I never thought I would have said those words, ever.
Wow.
My grandmother's like, it's there for a reason. I'm like, nah, surely not. And I was like, oh, that's what she was saying. She's right. So I remember, because I was also so sick from the pregnancy and just like I fainted a lot, whatever. I remember by the going into the C-section, my doula said I was like not there. She was like, "Are you sure she's alive?" But apparently she was. They're like, if you touch her forehead, she's gonna respond. And apparently I was responding. I don't know. I was like, just not feeling the greatest.
But how are you on the brink of death for like 5 months?
So it felt like the brink of death. The feeling is the brink of death.
Yeah, you just-
Sometimes my vitals were not the greatest. Sometimes my heart was like, hey, I'm not doing well. Sometimes my brain was not,
I
I'm not
don't
doing
understand how women survive this.
I don't
like,
either.
I don't understand
I don't
that.
either.
That doesn't make any sense to
I
me.
think-
well. You know, many women have passed away from this.
Oh,
And
really?
because of our medical system now, and because of IVs, and because of women survive.
It's, oh my
Yeah,
God.
but people have passed away from this.
Before, you
Yeah.
said, now,
Yeah, if you can't
but
eat
I
or
think it
drink
shows
anything.
the power of the mind.
Mm.
Like, I mean, it shows that
To a certain
the
extent,
woman,
100.
and this is where, I mean, I'm not a feminist, and I don't like feminists at all, but they should know if they try to equalize themselves as, like, you know, trying to be men, it's so far from it, because we can survive something like this. Men wouldn't be able to.
They weren't made for that.
With the power of our mind, it's like the mother, I mean, within the Jewish religion, we are the ones who are looking after the husband, looking after the kids. You know,
If you want. I'm not the typical woman. I wish.
I feel like my husband takes care of me.
Same. But I mean, ideally.
It can't do what you can do.
It's
Your
true.
brain is constantly thinking about the dishes, the cleaning, the well, maybe not in South Africa, but your clothes, the shopping, the kids, the meals. They don't think
The
they
bottles,
think
the
one
milk,
step
the powder,
ahead. But the power of your mind was just, I've got to survive. I've got a little baby in me. I've got a husband. I'm going to do this no matter what.
The interesting thing
I
is,
think it's also human nature.
Yes,
And animal nature.
Yes, to try to fight for survival.
It's an animal instinct, just fighting to survive.
And I think my mechanism was just, I would go unconscious, and that was my body's way of being like, you're surviving this. You don't have any energy. I will make sure you get through it.
In some ways, why don't they put you in a medical-induced coma?
That's exactly what my sister said.
Like, why don't they just do it?
I asked.
And they said no.
Yes.
So what is that exactly?
A medical-induced coma. They keep you in a coma.
Because they said there's risks involved. I'm like, there's also risks involved in being tortured for 9 months. It's interesting because he said the mind is so powerful. When you're going through something like this, you feel like the biggest weakling on earth. I wanted to literally die every day. And I love life. It was just like, please end the suffering.
Level, there must have been, I'm holding on.
The animal instinct.
Yeah.
Because I can see Chaya, I can see, you're busy telling this story, but I'm seeing this woman who was, the Iron Woman. You know, there's a lady called, who was the Prime Minister called Margaret Thatcher, and they called her the Iron Lady because she was so strong. And that's what I'm seeing by your story. Your story is, wow. But I'm seeing this woman who's fierce, who's strong, who's not just your baby, but you are, you know. Like,
it's interesting. Anyone who goes through this, we call them like HD warriors. I really think...
You're Pocahontas.
I love Pocahontas. Oh my goodness, that was the song that I used for the auditions.
Yeah.
Colors of the Wind.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I
really, I feel like I resonate with the Disney princesses that are like brave with the bow and arrow and horse riding and Pocahontas. But in the moment, you feel like a slug. No, you just feel like, what is happening? I remember them like on the table. I don't know if this was like trauma, hallucinations, that's the hard part, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing my body just lying on the table and then putting oxygen masks and like giving me injections of some sort. Anyway.
You saw yourself?
Yeah.
Floating?
Was it,
no.
It wasn't out of body experience.
Was it like a laugh at you, maybe reflection?
Yeah, it could be. That's what I think it was.
That's why I was told don't look up because there's a chance you can see yourself.
My mom saw herself.
Oh my gosh.
No, she was fine.
Oh
she
my
was
goodness.
fine.
Just like, ooh, this is cool.
No.
My husband thought it was cool. I don't think it's cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember feeling them doing the first cut, and then I think I like even screamed, and they're like, should we stop? And I was like, just get this baby out. And then I'm pretty sure I woke up once they stitched me up and everything was fine. Right. I do remember them trying to put the baby on my chest, and I was too nauseous. I felt like I was going to throw up. And I was like, take her off, which I feel so bad. Like, this is the opposite of my birth experience that I wanted. I wanted like...
I feel like everything was kind of against your values, against what you thought.
Yeah. They cut the cord right away.
Testing you on every level. Like, I've got a whole different path for you, but you're going to get there. You're going to hold this baby girl, but not the way you think.
Yes, 100%.
Sure.
Yeah. And I remember once they were wheeling me out, that, I remember it clearly, I was like, oh, I think I died. I saw like the sun shining through the window. And I also saw, this was rolling out of the room, and I'm pretty sure I also saw like myself lying down. But apparently in trauma, you kind of almost can see your body. Or a lot of times like I would see myself lying down or like...
They say you have out-of-body experiences.
Yeah, 100%.
But you could have. I mean, you could
yeah.
have been floating.
Lots of souls kind of leave just for a little bit. To
no
like,
way, really?
Yeah.
So I felt like that happened because I was like, I think I'm dead.
Someone.
But I think it was just the HG lifted.
Your stepmom, she told a story that when she was being operated on and she was asleep, she saw herself being operated on. I think it's her.
I think it's her.
Are you sure? You should ask her.
I'm so sure. I'm going to ask her.
But it might have been someone else, but I was pretty sure it was her.
The stories always just like, they're mesmerizing. They boggle my mind. Like,
so, no, but have you talked to anyone about that? Like, tried to uncover that?
Yes, and she said, I have this incredible friend, and she said, I think you had an out-of-body experience. But then again, because I felt like I was hallucinating all the time. I was just so dehydrated, like the whole world was moving, the stairs were dancing, like I didn't know what was real and what was not. But I do remember that moment. I'm pretty sure it's just the HG lifted. And then walking out of the hospital, I remember I was like, oh my gosh, usually when humans pass me, I feel like I'm like, help me. But like I can walk past a human and I'm like not dying. I remember the first time taking water, it was terrifying. It was surreal.
That's such a bizarre.
Yeah, I was like,
That's bizarre.
Like how is this staying down?
Wow.
And I remember right afterwards, I was still throwing up. So I couldn't take the pain medications or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't on anything. I was like, oh, this is so painful. I could barely breathe, but this is so easy compared to HG. I love this.
Wow.
It was just crazy. And in the car, like all these bumps, and I was like, I'm not pregnant. I love this. My C-section was like, we don't. And I'm like, I do.
So how long after the birth were you in hospital for?
Maybe like a day or two.
Really? And that was like after all this nightmare.
And then I was like, goodbye.
Wow.
And I remember like going to events, I was like, I feel so good. Somebody's like, go home. You're worrying me. You look horrible. Go home. I was like, what?
It's so weird to me. I'm looking at you currently, and I'm like, you look like a very, thank God, Baruch Hashem, a very healthy looking human.
Thank you.
So it's very confusing to look at you and to imagine that you looked unhealthy.
Yeah. I remember after giving birth, I looked at myself in the mirror and I didn't recognize myself. I actually got a jump scare.
Wow.
I was literally a bag of bones, and I was like, I'm gonna snap. Like, it was so scary. But then I was like,
level of trauma.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be comfortable, like, you really don't have to answer this, but like an idea of weight for a human your size. Do you know how much you weighed at the end of your pregnancy?
I was too scared to even look.
Oh, fine. Okay.
But I'm pretty sure at some point it's on some hospital record, which I threw out.
Fine.
I remember throwing everything out, pregnancy related, even baby related, just throwing everything, giving it away. Being like, Atala, I have lots of presents for you. Boxes and boxes of everything you need. Take them, enjoy them.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm curious. I remember thinking I'm going to want to know. I'm like, don't. I'm too scared.
But then what was your feeling towards your daughter?
I loved her.
Wow.
I was like, I'm going to protect this thing that I grew. I'm going to protect it with my life.
So hard.
Yeah.
Did you fall into like depression or anxiety?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what was HG related healing and what was depression. For example, right after birth, I was too weak to pick up my baby. My hands were shaking. I could barely hold my phone for long periods of time.
Wow.
So I didn't get out of bed much. So was that depression or was that a healing?
And you're also nursing.
Yeah.
So you nursed then as well.
Oh my goodness. I remember like crying out. I'm like, I need every bit of nutrient.
Whatever you have.
Yeah. But I loved her to bits and pieces. I was like, I'm going to like...
That's special because I'm sure some people wouldn't because they're so like a bit angry at the situation.
Yeah. And it's very normal to feel
angry.
Yeah. Or not love towards your child. Like, that's so normal. I was very blessed that,
Wow.
that worked out. But I remember, and this is what really was so hard, I thought like, as long as I have the baby, I'll be fine. It wasn't true. So I didn't have any hunger cues. So I would go the whole day, just not eat, black out at the end, wake up, be too weak to hold a spoon. Wow. I'd be shaking and crying out of embarrassment because my husband had to feed me. And I thought like, surely he doesn't have to be my nurse once I have the baby.
Wow.
And it was really hard for him too, and it was like, I almost had to relearn how to eat. My stomach was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I remember as soon as I started eating, it just felt like I was starving and like I'm gonna die of starvation. Because at a certain point in the pregnancy, I just stopped feeling hungry.
That's starvation.
Yeah. So I remember it took...
But they were pumping food into you, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Cool.
But not fully food. They were pumping the nutrients.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the like vitamins and
that is
minerals.
What you needed.
Yeah, but they didn't pump in like.
But not above.
Yeah, like TPN would have given me like the carbs and the fats. Which I think is also important.
Very.
Why didn't you do that?
Because Honestly,
Was there too much in you?
because we needed to arrange it and I was too sick. My husband was too overwhelmed. But the woman said that if she would have known the correct numbers on the scale, she would have arranged it for me. I remember a nutritionist came to evaluate. She's like, you need TPN. But it just never happened. And I was too sick to do anything about it.
I really felt a bit like you were let down by the
100%.
I think the support system
Yeah.
also, like it
Yeah.
feels like you didn't have that.
Yeah. I felt so lost, which is why the support groups were literally
Life-changing.
yeah.
And
And
how did you hear about them and get in touch now?
I think my cousin went through something similar, so
Wow.
she knew of the groups and I joined.
So is it genetic?
I think so, but to a certain extent. So no one in my family has had it.
But your cousin might have.
Yes. Sorry, my sister-in-law.
Your
Sorry,
sister-in-law.
Yeah. So my husband's like, maybe something with the men. But then there's other people.
It's possible.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Yeah, so that was very difficult. The healing and learning how to eat and regaining my strength. I remember, like, I love swimming, but I was like, I can't go swim. I'm just going to drown. I'm too weak.
Wow.
And I slowly built up strength and went through a lot of trauma therapy.
Is there moments like, I can't believe you yourself went through this?
100%.
Wow.
I was like, I need to write this down.
Right.
But I was too sick during pregnancy. So right after birth, I wrote it down. And I read it a while ago. And I'm like, what was I writing? A book? That didn't happen to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
fully.
Wow.
And a lot of parts of it were kind of like blurred from my memory, and then they come back in like flashbacks, which is
Wow.
trauma,
Yeah.
PTSD.
Yeah.
But at least I know what it is.
Sure. Shame.
Yeah, I remember like just opening the fridge. Took me many months to be able to open a fridge.
Because of strength or the trauma of eating?
The trauma of like
Wow.
associating food with, whenever I put food in my body, I would just like, it was the worst feeling I've ever felt.
So like
Yeah.
you had to kind of relearning the textures and all of this
Yeah.
again, hey? Because it was foreign to the body.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember the only time in my entire pregnancy where I didn't feel like food was gonna like be the death of me was I was barely able to see and I was barely able to eat. So food
Wow.
was lying around a lot. So I remember kind of just grabbing something, trying to eat it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't feel like the feeling of horribleness. What is this? I need to eat more of it.
Wow.
And I looked closely and I saw the moldiest muffin I've ever seen.
Oi.
It was more mold than muffin. And I was tempted to be like, but this is the first thing that is gonna stay down. Like I was like, no, don't eat it, but I was tempted. But that was the only
Crazy.
thing that I was able to eat and not feel like, help me.
That is true.
Wow.
Yeah.
To,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Yeah. I feel like there needs to be like a documentary. Are there documentaries on this? Like,
It's not enough.
Oh
why
my
not,
god.
eh?
I feel like there isn't a proper. There's a YouTube video of somebody really like kind of encompassing kind of what it's like.
Right.
She came closest to it, or Jewish women who are making organizations or writing articles.
Sure.
I remember this one article, I was like, ooh, this is the closest to HG that I have seen in writing. She
Wow.
basically compared it to like entering this crazy wonderland where you don't know what's real, what's not. You're just kind of like, "Ooh," and like,
Yeah.
it's called What Goes Down Must Come Up.
Oh wow.
It's, yeah. I think,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I think,
So-
yeah, it's so
Wow.
important, I think, to share experiences, because when I was going through something, I heard someone else's experience and it brought so much validation and comfort.
I
And
was gonna say comfort. Was
Yeah.
that comfort to say, oh, me too?
Yeah.
What was that like?
it was so validating. Like, I'm not crazy, because we would feel things that just, like, maybe it's all in my head.
Right.
Somebody was like, you think it's all in your head, but then when you can drink water for the first time after birth, you're like, ooh, I guess I wasn't faking.
Yeah.
Like, we doubt ourselves.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I feel like this, it's a disease in a way, yeah?
100%, yeah.
It goes against everything, sort of normal reality, and
exactly.
you're fighting against it through the whole of pregnancy.
100%. And you're
Wow.
growing a child at the same time, and it's just insanity.
Sure.
I just think it shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be possible, and it happened.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you,
yeah.
if someone else going through this, what advice would you give them?
I was just thinking about that. First of all, I have nothing positive to say, like, just validation. It's horrible. Usually it's like, come on, only 2 weeks, like, 1 day is an eternity.
Whatever you're going
Don't
through.
count down, just like...
Whatever you're going through is valid.
Exactly.
And it's
Wow.
real.
Yeah, find your support. There's an incredible organization called Shifra that can, that's keeping up with all the latest, like, medications and
Wow.
research, and she was the one who founded that, was actually the one who literally saved me.
Wow.
And
Really?
so to get in
Wow.
touch with her is like a miracle.
Wow.
Sure.
It's easy to get in touch with her, but like it's a miracle resource.
Right.
That's what I was
Because they're
saying.
From a medical,
Yeah.
kind of, like, get the help you need
Yeah.
as much as you can.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also that you don't need to be strong. Don't be strong. Just let yourself be weak,
Mm.
because there's no way you could be strong in such a situation like this.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
It's funny because that's not
Yeah.
advice you would give to a person, but for HG, that's just what you needed to hear. That it's horrible. Like this woman's like, oh, I really relate. I also had a morning sickness for 3 months when I was shopping. I was like, ew, didn't want to look at food. I was like, wait, you stood, you shopped. It only lasted 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
I'm just like wondering if the best description that you can think of is like sepsis. Do you think it's something similar to that?
Think so. Where your
'Cause
whole body is like,
it's
what is happening?
like it's
Yeah.
done. It's extreme nausea, definitely a fever. You're
interesting.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
You're on the brink of death. That is what
Yes.
sepsis is. So do you think that is a good example, a good expression, or close-ish?
So I've never had sepsis, so I can never say.
No, obviously.
But that description,
Sounds similar.
yeah. I know this woman who's been through HG and a very severe form of cancer, and she said that even though the cancer has like a whole nother challenge of like that is threatening your health. At least every day I was thankful that I know once the baby comes out, this illness is going to be over, which I every minute feels like a year. So you can't, it's like, oh, you're nearly there, 1 more month. No, it's not, you're nearly there. So,
I have 40 years
said,
left.
Exactly. But she said that HG was like physically,
Harder.
like,
Way harder.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
a lot of the medications actually that they gave me, they invented those medications for cancer patients. So
Wow.
you can't really compare anything to anything.
Yeah.
But
It seems a very extreme disease,
Yeah.
a very beyond
Yeah.
uncomfortable experience.
exactly. And it's so hard because also if you know of anyone with HG, like sometimes,
Is this
Yeah.
does this happen with every pregnancy? Or,
I'm pretty sure,
or it's not once you.
there's
really?
like, if you have it this bad,
Yeah.
and so many people have tried so many prototypes and so many, it didn't work. People are like, it's
For each
with
of
your
your
gut, it's
pregnancy.
with your, if you take milk thistle, it'll,
What happens
with
if
your
you
liver. and-
artificially inseminate?
So that's a very interesting question. If they can isolate certain,
Genes.
yes, and test the levels of GDF15 or whatever, if that's even possible,
Right.
then perhaps that is possible. Which there's always
Should
hope.
look into.
I know. And by the way,
But if you
I've
say
looked into
sex-
surrogacy and
Yeah.
adoption as soon as I had my child.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I say that could be an option. Like surrogacy
Yeah,
or-
it definitely could.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've had on our show someone who has surrogated. We've also had someone who had septicemia twice during their lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so I'm just wondering,
That
like,
is
from
terrifying.
these examples, yeah, she was on the brink of death. Brink of death. She described it so well. She was so good at articulating what she was feeling, but like,
So I'm not laughing.
I
As you say,
can't-
you're
I
shocked.
can't-
Yeah, 100%.
I can't conceptualize what this illness is. you know?
Yeah, I think my sister watching me go through it said it's like the worst hangover you've ever had in your whole life, where you could barely get up and you feel like this is the end of me, but on steroids. That's what she said.
Wow.
Watching me going through it, I don't know how to describe it.
I don't think so. It doesn't
Yeah.
do justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I do, well, yeah, I've been pregnant twice, Baruch Hashem, and as you get also vertigo. I mean, obviously nothing like issue, but it's like you vomiting, the walls.
Yeah.
Did you experience
Yeah.
morning sickness?
I don't really. Yeah, I did have morning sickness, but not like. I mean, this is like
Yeah,
nothing.
no,
Yeah.
it's not
But
the same.
It's two different things.
Well, for some reason, when I'm pregnant, my immune system goes down. I'm very prone to gastro. So that feeling of also like the one time I ended up in hospital, you're vomiting, and then you also like the diarrhea I couldn't control.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the most demoralizing
It is.
experience. Well,
Yes.
Sure.
it's just
By the
most-
way, this is why support groups are so important, because people like really validate that and also can even joke about
Yeah.
it. They're like, okay, let's bring, like something for the uncontrollable pain and this, like whatever.
It's normal.
Yeah, I remember for a long time, like I was like, wow, like to pee again, that would be cool. But when I was
Yeah,
getting
crazy.
IV, then
Did you have a catheter?
only by birth. I think they wanted to put one in, or at a certain point they like brought something. But then again, I was like so confused.
You don't know.
But that was one of the symptoms. I was just so confused all the time because my brain was like, what is happening?
Delirious.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And it's weird that you can remember the pain being delirious. It must have been really bad.
Yeah, I remember it in like little scenes and snippets. I remember like seeing a face. I'm so confused. And then another time, like
I just don't know how you made it to 5 months.
I also want to know. I'm pretty sure I did have quite a lot of muscle before becoming pregnant, and at the end it was all gone. Somebody said, "Where did your arms go?"
Oh my gosh.
So I'm pretty sure I was surviving off of that. I have no idea. It's actually scary to think
You're
about.
an absolute miracle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
This has been absolutely
I say bizarre.
insane and enlightening.
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
I think it is so important for people to know this and to know that it is a ridiculous thing to go through.
Yeah.
And afterwards you feel ridiculous talking about it, but it is
Yes.
real, it's true, and it
Yes.
did happen.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
It did happen. It
Yeah.
happened. And walking miracle, honestly. So before we wrap up, we like to say one thing that we're grateful for. So are you feeling like you want to say something that you're grateful for?
I'm just I'm grateful for Chaya to come on the show and sharing this experience.
Oh, you're so
Because I think a lot of women, need to hear this and hear it, and it's out there, and if you're going through this,
Bring awareness.
Yeah.
speak to Chaya.
Yeah. Literally,
awareness.
I could be the validator if anyone needs. You're never alone. Whatever your struggle is, you're never alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
So I guess I'm grateful for always having the support and mentors, and it's so important to get through this, because
Yes.
sometimes life turns in such a way that we think we're going crazy, and we are going crazy.
100%. But you
it's
have
okay.
other people who are also going crazy, so
Yeah.
you're never alone.
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
I'm very grateful for this information. Little terrified as well. But
Don't worry, it's rare. And I know all the medication.
no. I'm very, very grateful that people are able to grow humans. I think that's like insane. I think it's the most miraculous thing that has ever been created in this world. To carry a child is, I think I just admire everyone who does it, and it's amazing. So I'm very grateful for that. I mean, we're all here because someone carried us.
It's so
True.
true.
So,
It's true.
just grateful for that. Grateful for life, and actually just we take so much for granted when someone's going through such a thing. Like I'm grateful that I'm not experiencing the same things on a day-to-day basis. Thank God, Baruch Hashem.
It's
We
so
are
true.
Wow.
I remember right after, I was like, I'm so grateful I can speak, I can sing, I
Yeah.
can laugh, because I couldn't do those things. I can shower, I can brush my hair. But right now in this moment, I'm also grateful for that, but I'm also grateful to be here and to have met you incredible women. And
Aw.
also I'm grateful for
Same,
my
same.
princess.
Sure.
And my
Ariella,
angel.
the star of our story, Ariella Sarah.
Exactly, my princess.
This
And
little feisty girl.
yes, I'm telling you, she's gonna be a firecracker one day. She's changing the world already.
Wow.
And there was a few more things that came to mind when I was thinking
Go for it.
about being thankful. They just slipped something. Oh, to be here in South Africa and to live the quality of life that I've always dreamed of. Life never gets easy, but you can, you know,
for sure.
you can
It's,
you can enjoy life.
We
a
like
little.
it here.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Love it here.
absolutely-
I feel like it's
We're
a Canada.
we're all immigrants.
Wow.
All of us here are immigrants.
Wow.
So we have all come here together, and right in this moment, Hashem wanted it. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
everyone, for listening. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you
with
for
us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for all the time and for the energy and for sharing and being vulnerable, because vulnerability is the thing that saves other people's lives. So thank you. Thank you to both of you,
Yeah.
and
thank you.
look forward to
Thanks,
next time, guys.
Please go. We'd love to have you back, okay?
Oh.
So I just wish you all the best, hey?
Thank you.
Really, really, no, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to our guests. Thank you for listening. And
Yeah, wherever
we'll be
you
back
are.
soon.
Yeah, looking forward. Cheers, cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.